The book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. I'm going to stop right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. Shalom to the 140 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp, coming at you with another lesson. And there's a lot going on, as you know. All right, and brothers have been, going in, man, because we're at the end of this age, man. It's clear that we're at the end of this society, man. The end of the age of Esau ruling in wickedness. The end of all the heathen rulerships. And at the end, we understand that, it's going to get bad out here, man. In Egypt, it's synonymous to where? America. All right? You see? So America's going to mourn. And the foundation of it is going to be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Lord, Yahweh, Bashmiel Shai, shall bring upon it. All right? And one of those things, man, is civil unrest. All right? It's going to be a major thing here, man. All right, people are going to be taking actions into their own hands here in the very near future because this place is divided, man. People are on edge, all right, and it's prophesied that chaos would ensue. But I want to play a quick video clip that I just recently came across, all right, and it took place over there in Iran. All right, Iran is, as you know, in an uproar right now, but it just escalated. All right, so let's go ahead and play this real quick because what's going on in Iran is going to happen over here in America and probably on a far greater scale. But let's go ahead and check this out real quick. So here's another video from the channel Dabu7, all right? And he does a lot of good videos that are informative, all right? And he has this video up that came out recently, a couple of hours ago, and it says Iran plunged into internet blackout. Protests grow massive in size as Trump issues fresh warning. Okay, so check this out, man. If you don't know what's going on over there, all right, their dollar has, their currency has tanked. And so people are in an uproar and taken to the streets, all right? And people were killed in this scenario, man. A lot of, people have been unalived, should I say, over there in Iran in these protests. And Donald Trump came out and said that if they don't stop, he's going to intervene. So that's going on, man. But check it out, man. They have an internet blackout going on right there. Let's play this.
This is Dabu7, and by all accounts, the protest and unrest has been spreading throughout Iran all week, and it's now hit another level. These protests, massive in size, and they're saying they're continuing to grow. We also have reports here that there's a massive blackout within Iran in terms of the internet. The internet and cellular outages are nationwide, right? This anti-government call for people to rise up has been spreading, and a lot of these people hitting the streets of Tehran. They're saying 100 different cities are affected by this outage, so it's massive. And they're saying it's the government pulling a move here before a larger crackdown. That's what they believe is happening here. They say dozens have been reported dead, some 45 people, where the government has shot protesters and killed them. These are unverified numbers, but it's been going pretty crazy here in the streets. There's also talk that there's agents of deception, as they're calling them, from the West on the ground, helping to kick this all up and to push this toward a full-blown color revolution that affects Khomeini and that affects the leadership inside of Iran. But this is an interesting move, that they have shut down the internet, so to speak. You see this in different instances, just like we just saw with Maduro. They did lights out. They shut everything out. Not only the lights, but the internet, everything went down and out. And they swooped in and they made a move. In this instance, it looks like it's the government themselves shutting down the internet so that people can't communicate en masse. Because all these people are using the internet and their phones to organize and to spread all this information. So, looks like they've tried to lock it down. So the country nearly completely offline right now as this continues. So join me for the live streams where I talk about this in greater detail Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu77. Hope to see you there.
All right, so there you go, man. You see what's going on here. Salaki. All right, so they cut the lights out. You know, pretty much they turned the internet off over there in Iran due to the civil unrest. All right, and people are not able to communicate with each other. The government just, with a flip of a switch, turned the internet off, man. And you know how heavily people depend on the internet here in America, Babylon the Great. All right, you don't think it's going to happen here? All right, it's going to happen here, man. And people are going to lose their minds even more when they cut the internet off. Or if there's a blackout, or they just shut the grid down completely. Because they want chaos to ensue. And really, ultimately, it's them fulfilling prophecy, man, because civil unrest is prophesied, man. There will be blood in the streets here in America, Babylon the Great, man. A lot of things are happening all at one time, but it's prophecy playing out. But let's go ahead and get into 2nd Ezra 15. All right, but look at these comments real quick before I do that. This person said, we're only 8 days into 2026 and things are getting so crazy. Look, even regular people can see it, man. Look, man, because the Lord is ending this shit, man. All right? That's why Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai is causing this to happen. Government shuts down the internet. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you see the comments, man. Looks like division happening there too. Civil unrest. And we're falling for it. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen here in America, man. All right. So anyway, they're saying that there was possible agents inciting violence, you know what I'm saying, to cause the uproars of other people. All right. And we know the government, especially here in America, is known for doing shit like that, man. All right. Sending in what you call agitators and whatnot to cause chaos, man, to push certain agendas. All right. We're seeing something kind of like that happen right now with the whole ICE agents unaliving people and shooting people, American citizens, the whole situation going on in Minneapolis. All right. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. All right. So check it out, man. There's many videos on this. All right. Going up. These are kind of lengthy. This was like a 2-hour video. I'm not going to play the entire video, but I'll play some of it. But you see what's going on, man. These protests are going on in other states, man. It began in Minneapolis, but look, man, you got people over there protesting in Detroit and other states as well, man. Even here in Colorado. Okay, they're arresting protesters. Look, man, this is civil unrest taking place right here in America, man. Let's play this short one real quick. Let's see if this one from Bloomberg News is any good. Let's check it out. Yeah, fair use, by the way. Fair use. And I'm not making any money off of this. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use. So yeah, you see the point, man. All right. It's gotten worse than that, if I'm not mistaken, man. Let me see. What else we got here? See if we can get some audio here.
So they identified somebody they wanted in this crowd. They aggressively went after them. They pushed their way in. Now they're shooting pepper balls toward the crowd to keep everyone back. we don't know why they decided to go after this gentleman. There was a bunch of people standing still, and then all of a sudden they ran in and tried to grab him. This created a situation, as we move a little closer here, where they're putting the handcuffs on this guy right here. Now this guy is trying to get involved, so they're going to take him down as we speak. The pepper ball spray is very strong. They use that to make sure that the crowd back. So one of the problems that we see is that some of the protesters are standing behind the media members. You see how upset people are getting, and you see how angry folks are. So you can feel the anger of this crowd. People want to hit these agents. Some people started throwing snowballs at them. This agent obviously fell and had to be retrieved by his fellow agents as they pulled him back. So this is all unfolding as the anger continues here.
And check that sign out. It says no one is illegal on stolen land. Man, people are upset, man. They're waking up to the fact that this damn devil is the devil, all right? And he is indeed on stolen land. He stole this land known as America from the northern kingdom of the Israelites, man. The so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. Here they are detaining people, all right, calling them illegals and, unaliving them, man. So anyway, man, this is going to, continue to grow as far as I can see, man, because they're in other states doing protests, man. All right. This is the division. This is the sign of the downfall of this society, man. It's not stopping. All right. It's only 8 days into 2026 and we got all this going on, man. And in case you didn't know, this whole situation is ensuing because ICE agents shot a woman in the face and killed her, man, recently. So now people are in uproar, man. So they're now out here unaliving U.S. citizens, man. That's a big, problem, man. The government has turned on its own people, man. That could possibly spark civil war. All right? A lot going on pertaining to this right here. But nonetheless, it's all prophecy. Let's get into 2 Ezra 15 real quick. So we left off at verse 12, all right? Talking about the plagues and the punishment that the Lord is going to send upon Egypt, right? AKA America. Verse 13, it says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. All right? So, those that till the ground, what I'm saying? That's talking about, the farmers. All right? Those who farm crops and whatnot, man. That's going to be hit and affected in some shape, form, or fashion. All right? Because it's going to be a famine. All right? That's, part of the end time prophecy as well. People starving to death, man. Whether it's going to be a natural famine or manufactured by Esau. All right? But, that is part of one of the Lord's punishments, man, affecting or afflicting the food supply. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. The modern day sword is the gun. That's talking about civil unrest, civil war, pretty much. There's no coincidence that they came out with that movie, Civil War. I believe it came out in 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I remember seeing that in the movie theater. They showed Civil War erupting in America, man, because that's what they intend on, doing. The powers that be are stirring up all this chaos and commotion because they want a civil war. So that way they can shut society down and bring forth their new world order, man. All right. You see, it's going over there. It's going on over there in Iran. It's going to come over here too, man. All right. Let's see. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's talking about people not regarding the law. We see that playing out right now, man. Okay, because they're just pushing it too far, man. And people are They're fed up with it. You got the government unaliving citizens now, man. So people are acting on how they feel about that, man. You see, they're not going to regard the, quote unquote authorities anymore, man. And it's going to get ugly out here because that's going to justify the authorities in using even more lethal force, man. All right, and the blood will be in the streets. It's prophecy, man. It's not going to be a maybe situation that is sure to happen. And we're preparing ourselves spiritually for this, man. And we got to have the protection of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua on us, man. Without the Lord's protection, you're going to be a victim of these things, man. And that's the raw and uncut truth. All right? But I want to get this in the GNT real quick. Good News Translation. Let's check this verse out in the Good News Translation. Matter of fact, before I go into the GNT, let's read down a little bit more. All right? Verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. What is that talking about, man? That's talking about martial law, man. When the government finally steps in and says, hey, enough is enough. These people are getting out of control. We're going to have to shut the cities down. All right, and you saw how they shut the internet off in Iran. They could do the same thing here in America, man. And people here would lose their damn minds if they internet, service didn't work anymore. If their cell phone service just all of a sudden was cut off. All right. You see what I'm saying? Gonna have roadblocks, curfews. You see? That's what's coming, man. You're not gonna be able to travel like you're able to travel right now. They're finna lock things down, man. We just telling you before it happens. It's right here in the scriptures, man. Okay? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right? It's going to be that bad out here, man. We talking about the time of Jacob's trouble, as it tells us in Jeremiah 30 and verse 6 on down. All right? A time like none other. This place is over, man. It's done. If you still think you got a future here in America, Babylon the Great, you out your damn mind. Your best bet as an Israelite is to turn back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua so that you could have a chance at being spared from the coming carnage, man. All right? It says men gonna be afraid. So how much more you women? And that's when that Isaiah 4 and 1 gonna take place. All right? 7 women shall take hold of one man. All right? And not just any man, a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because the men of the Lord are going to be the only ones that are going to be stable in this time we're getting ready to enter into, man. That we've already pretty much entered into. It just needs to heat up. All right? You see? But yeah, man. It's not a joke. Let's get this in the GNT. So here we have 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter in the Good News Translation. Let's jump down to where we started at here. Oh, here we go. Verse 12. It says, the whole land will be in mourning. It will be shaken to its foundations when I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, strike it and pound on it. Whew. The farmers will mourn because their seed will fail to sprout and their trees will be destroyed by blight, hail, and terrible storms. And this is all the Lord's doing, man, as a punishment for the wickedness in the earth, man. For the wickedness of America, Babylon the Great. Especially, now it says, verse 14, the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. Is that not happening, man? That's exactly what's happening. We've done videos on this, man. Okay? These nations are getting ready for war, man, because it's prophecy. All right? Verse 16. There will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. Look, man, that's talking about people not giving a damn about the law enforcement, man. They're going to be taking up their own arms and doing whatever they see fit. Okay? There will no longer be free access to the cities. You see? Because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. All right? Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Look, man, you can't make it up. That is what's prophesied to happen. And it's happening, man. It's developing as we speak. It's only going to intensify. All right? Turn back to Yahweh Shemel Shah, you Israelites, while you still got time. But I know only the elect are going to sincerely turn back to the Lord and receive that mercy and protection in these times. And Lord willing, we're of that number. Because it's finna get ugly. All right, so here's another video going back in on that internet blackout in Iran. All right, this came out 3 hours ago. Check this out. Fair use, fair use. All right, this is for not for any monetary gain. This is for educational purposes only. All right, this is from CBC News. Check it out.
Those are some of the most recent verified video images of protest activity there. As of right now, there is no internet access across the country. This is the first blackout since protests began 12 days ago. At least as many as 21 people are believed to have been killed. That includes security forces.
Well, that number keeps fluctuating. You know, this video right here is talking about 45 people were unalive, man. But anyway, let's continue on.
CBC's Sarah Galashan is taking a look at this for us, and what can you tell us?
Well, let me just start by saying that it is very difficult right now to know what is happening on the ground in Iran. It is right now 4 in the morning. Huge shout out to our verification team in Toronto at CBC, because they have been working very hard to track what video is actually trickling out of the country over the last few hours. This is what we can show you of the capital of Tehran. Images show you can see a large group of people walking toward what would be the city square. There can be chanting heard. It does appear in these videos, at least, to be relatively calm in traffic on the street. This would not be necessarily happening right now because you can see how many cars when we don't have an actual time on it. But it is the most recent, as I say. Similar in the northern city of Babel. And this would be Babel. Chants heard again, clapping heard from protesters. Again, important to say that our team has verified these images, and they do run counter to the state narrative that is coming out, which is that there are very few people on the streets in cities throughout the country. In the capital of Tehran, only a small number of rioters there. Over the last 12 days, and that's how long this movement has been happening and growing, it has been fueled over the collapse of Iran's currency, and as well by calls from a number of individuals, not the least of which is Reza Pahlavi, the eldest son of the exiled Shah who lives in the United States. He has...
All right, so you get the point, man. You can watch the full video on your own time. But yeah, you see what's going on, man. All right. And think about it, man. If they cut the internet here, all right, due to the civil unrest that's going on here, all right, that's going to bring in another prophecy. The famine of the word, man. These videos that you're watching right now will not be available at some point in time. These YouTube videos of the prophets giving you the insight through the Holy Spirit on what's going on, you won't be able to access that no more. Let's get that precept real quick in Amos, the 8th chapter. So here it is right here, Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. And it says, behold, that means look here, the days come, saith the Lord, all right, the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh, Bashmiah Shai. So yeah, though it's going to be an actual famine taking place in the U.S. and other parts of the world, this is talking about a different type of famine, all right? The famine of the word, meaning this word is not going to be easily accessible, man. This word is also known as the bread of life, man. You know, Yahweh Shai, he's the bread of life, and he comes in the volume of the book. All right? You see what I'm saying? And the Lord's finna cut off this food supply, this spiritual food supply, man. The videos, all right, of Great Millstone and those who come in the same doctrine, you know, it's going to be gone, man. If they decide to just cut the internet all of a sudden, all right, or a blackout takes place and all service goes away, internet, cellular, electricity, you're going to be left in the dark, man, literally and spiritually speaking. So this is why we tell you Israelites to not play around with this truth, to get the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you need to get so that you can be sustained in the time we're coming into, man. The doors of mercy are closed, amen. And I got one more. We're going to wrap this thing up. All right. I'm going to read verse 12, and I got one more precept. Verse 12, it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and shall not find it. That's right, man. All right. If you don't understand these prophecies, you don't understand the main components in this truth, then you're going to be left out here, man, looking crazy as all hell because you squandered your time during this grace period. You're going to have people wandering around trying to find answers. And we ain't going to be out there prophesying no more with no cameras. You know, we're not going to be out there with our garments on, you know, reading the scriptures, man, breaking it down to you. At that point in time, it's going to be all over with. All right. It's going to be just straight up chaos and hell breaking loose, man. So now's the time to store that oil up, man, as it tells you in the scriptures, man. There's a parable of the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins. The 5 wise, they took oil with them on their journey, which is synonymous to the understanding of the scriptures, man. The 5 foolish virgins in that parable didn't take any oil with them on their journey, so their lamps went out and they were in darkness, man. And that's synonymous to being spiritually in the dark. Because we're coming into very dark times, and the only light is the light of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the understanding of these scriptures, man. I got a few more. All right. I got to bring these out, man. I can't just, not bring this one out. This is Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. It says, gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation, not desired. Now, who is that talking about, man? It's talking about the Israelites, man, the nation of Israel. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. All right. And you Israelite foreigners out there, man. You are the nation that's not desired, man. Everybody looks down on the Israelites, right? Because we're in captivity, man. But the Lord is now telling us to gather together, man. And the elect are gathering together in the spirit. All right. They're gravitating toward the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai come upon you, before the day of the Lord Yahweh's anger come upon you. And we're in the time of the Lord exacting his wrath on the earth, man, including the 2/3 of the Israelites who are in a rebellious state. You see, who refuse to return and come back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who refuse to repent and come out of the ways of the world and to seek the paths of righteousness. The day of the Lord's anger is going to come upon you, man. And can't nobody save you from that, man. And the Lord is to be greatly feared. All right. Not only does he control if you die, all right, but he controls how you die. And that's the scary part, man. The Lord is very, very fierce when it comes to judgment, man. And we don't want no smoke. All right. I mean, straight up. We don't want the Lord's anger to come down on us, man. Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all ye meek of the earth. And that word meek goes into being humble, humility. All right. Which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord Yahweh's anger. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to let loose on the floodgates of judgment, man. All right. We're in that time, man. Seek the Lord while he may be found. All right. It may be that we could be, hid away from that anger. And that's what we're hoping on, man. That's why we do what we do. In, hopes of receiving mercy. I mean, don't you want the Lord to have mercy on you when all hell breaks loose and people are killing each other in the streets? All right, gunshots going off at every turn. You're seeing dead children and women and, rotting corpses all around you. No ambulances. All right, because there's going to be too much death going on for the ambulances to attend to everybody. It's going to be crazy, man. You're going to want the Lord's mercy in that time. All right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 6. And it says, seek ye the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Meaning, look, man, this is for a limited time only. This whole ministry of ours is really the ministry of Yahweh Shemi Shai through the men that he set up, all right, the prophets. It's only for a limited amount of time, man. All right? So seek the Lord while he's near. Okay? Get understanding, wisdom, and knowledge of Yahweh Shemi Shai from the videos, man, from the prophets that he sent. As it tells you in Jeremiah 3 and verse 15, that he would give you pastors according to his heart to feed you with knowledge and understanding. The Lord set up the men that you see of Great Millstone, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar on down, to give you what you need to make it in these times, man. All right? That's how you seek the Lord, man. In prayer, in humility, fasting if you have to. Whatever you got to do to get closer to Yahweh Shemi Shai, the very one who's bringing this chaos, man. All right? And we haven't even seen the worst yet. Understand that. It's going to get much worse. Okay? We'll close with this, verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, talking about the wicked Israelites, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Look, man, it's the deal of a lifetime, man. The Lord is saying, cut your bullshit out, all right, and come back to me. Come out of that, idolatrous pagan Christian church, the Catholic Church. Quit calling on that damn white Jesus, that idol that they gave you, and come back to the true power, man, the real God of the Bible, man. His name is Yahweh, not Jehovah, not Yahweh. We have the true names. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, the God of Israel. The Heavenly Father, man, his son's name, who they ignorantly call Jesus, Yeshua, Yehoshua, whatever. His name is not that. It's Yahweh Shai. All right? And we come in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem. That means in the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay? You come back to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai as an Israelite with your whole heart, all right, in a repentant, state of humility, the Lord will have mercy on you, man. All right? But only the elect are going to do that before it's too late. All right? So, man, just wanted to show you, what was going on over there in Iran. They cut the internet off out there due to the civil unrest. The government shut the internet off. Don't think that it's not going to happen here, man. In one way or another. It could be all of a sudden, man. Boom. No more videos. So get this understanding while you still can, man. Watch the videos of the elders, all right? The elder apostles and the men, that are under them, man, to get what you need, man. All right? So with that being said, I'm going to end this lesson right here. I won't make this too long. Kind of late. And, yeah, man, keep your eyes open, man. There's a lot going on. And we're going to try to report everything and linking back to, prophecy to the best of our abilities while we still got time, man. We do this for the elect, man. So with that being said, I'm going to end it right there. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and Kwame Nasrallah in the Bible bar. Shalom to the elect. Time's running out.